Anyway, chapter 17, Revelations. Let's begin in verse 5. Wendy, would you like to read that for us?
And on her forehead a name was written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlot and of all the abominations of the earth. I saw the woman drunk with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I marveled with great amazement. But the angel said to me, Why did you marvel? I will tell you the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carries her, which was the 7 heads and the 10 horns. The beast that you saw was, and is not, and will ascend out of the bottomless pit and go to perdition, and those who dwell on the earth will marvel, whose names are not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world.
Okay. About the woman, it says, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and of the abomination of the earth. Who's this new Babylon? Who is this mother of harlots and abominations of the earth? I believe that's a worldly church we're speaking of here, the angel. Now, who is this beast? Descendants up out of the bottomless pit. Now, the beast, is referred to as a Satan. And 10 heads, or 10 horns, I'm sorry. Is not, and yet is. Here is the mind has wisdom. The 7 heads are the 7 mountains on which the woman sits. Now this woman sits on 7 mountains, 7 heads are the mountains on which the woman sits. So you get a pretty good idea. There's 7 mountains surrounding this woman. There are also 7 kings. 5 have fallen. 1 is, and the other has not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue a short time. The beast that was and is not is himself also the 8th, and is of the 7th, and is going to perdition. Now, what's it telling you there? The beast that was and is not himself also the 8th, and is of the 7th, is going to perdition. In other words, this beast has already ruled the world, who was the 7th. And now is going to be the 8th again. Tradition. We'll get on with it a little bit more, but I want you to keep that in mind. The 10 horns which you saw are the 10 kings who have received no kingdom as yet, but they receive authority for 1 hour as kings with the beast. In other words, these 10 kingdoms have, at the time that John made the book of Revelations, there was no 10 kings as yet. The 10 kings have not received power yet until 1 hour with the beast. In other words, they received power after 1 hour with the beast. Now, what's it saying? These 10 kingdoms are 10 nations. These 10 nations are united together and brought in together, but they're given their power. They get their power from the beast. This is getting into time in the future of 10 kingdoms ruling the earth. They received the power after 1 hour with the beast. The 10 horns which you saw are the 10 kings who have received no kingdom as had, but they receive authority for 1 hour as kings with the beast. These are of one mind, and they will have their power and authority to the beast. In other words, they will give their allegiance to the beast. These will make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb, is Jesus, will overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings. And those who are with him are called, chosen, and faithful. Then he said to me, the woman which you saw were the harlot sets, are people, multitudes, nations, and tongues. And the 10 horns which you saw are the beast. These will hate the harlot, and hate the harlot, make her desolate and naked, eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For God has put it into their hearts to fulfill the purpose of the mind, and to give their kingdom to the beast. In other words, these 10 world nations that formed the nations will receive the power from the beast, the devil, and they will hate this harlot, this woman, this worldly figure, and God will put it in her heart, and they will destroy her until the works of God are fulfilled. And the woman whom you saw is that great city which reigns over the kings of the earth. All right, when John the Revelator revealed this message, what city ruled over the kingdoms of the earth at that time? Which city has 7 mountains surrounding it? Is Rome. So the 10 king nations will hate the harlot. They'll destroy this great city, which is called the one with the 7 mountains surrounding it. And if you've ever been to Rome, you'll know there's 7 mountains surrounding that area. And that's the harlot that sits on the many waters that will be destroyed. This is that great city which reigns over the kings of this earth. And it is the 7th at that time. It will become the 8th. Also, the Roman Empire will rise again in these last days. Now, God does have people in her. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of her wrath, her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and most of the earth has become rich through the abominations of her,